Hello and welcome to Undead Gaming News, your one-stop shop for all things gaming. I'm your host Zombie, and first up this week we have an update from the Bayonetta situation, as Platinum Games themselves have finally released a statement where they said, "We at Platinum Games offer our sincerest appreciation to everyone who has contributed to creating the Bayonetta series over the years, as well as the community that has served as its foundation. We give our full support to Jennifer Hale as the new Bayonetta, and align with everything in her statement. We ask people to refrain from any further comments that would disrespect Jennifer or any of the other contributors to the series." And Helena Taylor has also chimed in once again on the situation, despite saying previously that she wanted to leave the entire situation behind her. However, she now says that Platinum Games initially offered her $10,000 to return for Bayonetta 3 before coming back with an extra $5,000 following a conversation with the director, Hideki Kamiya, though she denies being offered $4,000 for 5 sessions. She then says that 11 months passed before she was offered a flat fee of $4,000 to voice some lines. While not specified, this likely refers to a cameo in the game, but she also adds that she was paid $3,000 total for the original Bayonetta and a little more for the second, which begs the question why $15,000 wasn't enough for the third game. But she decided to make this follow-up statement because, as she says, "It has come to my attention that some people call me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in this industry." While I wouldn't necessarily say she's a liar, I do believe that she misrepresented the whole situation by claiming she was only offered $4,000 as a flat fee, whereas it seems like the situation is actually that they offered her $10,000 and then an extra $5,000 totaling at $15,000 when she rejected the $10,000, and then she rejected that anyway, so they replaced her, and then they offered her the $4,000 as a cameo, as more of a goodwill for the fact that she was part of the series for the previous 2 games. But that's just my understanding of everything that's happened. But also in the news we have Jeremy Blaustein, who translated the original Silent Hill 2 script into English, as well as directing the motion capture and voiceover production for the original, as he's responded to the remake being announced on Twitter, where he said, "Cool, and they will once again use the Silent Hill 2 English script that I wrote and translated, and directed too, completely by myself, and I will get zero compensation for it, and there will not be tens of thousands of people on Twitter outraged on my behalf. Maybe I should make a video." He did also clarify he's not looking for money, he just wanted to be credited in the remake. And it wasn't actually serious about making a video, of course, it was just more of a sarcastic joke about the Bayonetta situation. I do think that a credit on the credit screen at the end of the Silent Hill 2 remake is possible, if that's not already in the plan. But I suppose I'll have to wait and see if that actually happens. Over on CD Projekt Red's side of things though, not too long ago they announced a few new projects, 3 of which were Witcher titles, and one of them being confirmed as Witcher 4. They've now confirmed what one of the other titles is going to be. The one that's codenamed Canis Majoris is officially going to be a complete remake of the first Witcher game. It's being developed by Fool's Theory, whose CEO previously worked as a quest designer on Witcher 2 and 3, and CD Projekt Red will of course be providing them with the full creative supervision during production, and they also asked fans to be patient as they want to do it right, and that it'll take time for more information on the project. The only other detail that we have so far is that it's being made in Unreal Engine 5. Also in the news we have Callisto Protocol, as it's been cancelled in Japan, following a thumbs down from the country's computer entertainment rating organisation. In a statement posted to Twitter, the game's team goes on to say that it's going to cancel the game's Japanese release entirely rather than make the changes necessary to appease the ratings board. The reason behind that decision is that the changes will not provide the experience that players expect. The statement doesn't go into the reasons it was turned down, however the board has a history of being sensitive to gore, so it's possible that they were asked to scale back the gore in the game, which would have left the team with a completely different project. But the silver lining of course in that situation is that the pre-orders from Japan are getting a full refund, as you would expect since they won't be getting the game. But it's also left some people wondering if the game will still have Japanese language options so that they can buy a region's different version of the game and then still play it in Japan. But over on Blizzard's side of things, they sent out some private beta invites for Diablo 4, exclusively to players who had recently spent significant amounts of time playing the endgame experiences of Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal, and that's according to an update that the company put out last month. In the very same update, they also pointed out that the beta would be confidential, meaning players invited will be unable to publicly talk about or share their gameplay experience. However, some of course decided to do that anyway, and once they launched the beta, they grabbed screenshots and videos and posted them to the Diablo 4 subreddit. While those posts have been getting taken down, it's unclear if Blizzard is actually going to attempt to punish the leakers at all, as they've not released a statement about it yet. But the public beta test is just a few months away anyway. In other news, we finally have an update on the state of the other Dark Souls servers. If you're unaware of the situation or have forgotten, basically back in January FromSoft took down all the PC servers for every Dark Souls game because of a security issue that allowed people to access other people's computers through the games. Dark Souls 3 got put back online in August, and we now have an update regarding the rest of the servers, which is online features for the PC version of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin have been reactivated. Online features for the base version of Dark Souls 2 for PC will be made available at a later date. However, they've determined that they will not be able to support online services for the PC version of Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition, due to an aging system. But work on the restoration of online services for the PC version of Dark Souls Remastered is still underway, and they will provide an update again when it's back online. Hopefully they'll be able to get that back online before the end of the year. Over on Rockstar's side of things, they've announced that they're going to be providing a way for Stadia players to keep their progression in Red Dead Online once Stadia is fully terminated. As they've said, we are pleased to confirm that all active Stadia players who played Red Dead Online within the 30 days prior to Stadia announcing their shutdown will be able to carry over any earned Red Dead Online dollars, gold bars, XP, roll XP and roll tokens to another existing account on either PC, Xbox One or PlayStation 4. Players will just need to have the target game account linked to their Rockstar Social Club account and can reach out to us via the Rockstar support website for further assistance. So it's good to see that even if you played on Stadia, you can still keep everything you did, and all that progress won't go to complete waste due to Stadia shutting down. Also in the news, we have Kerbal Space Program 2, as we finally have an actual release date for the early access. It will be arriving on Steam and Epic Games Store on February the 24th, 2023. Kerbal Space Program 2, of course, was announced at Gamescom back in 2019 and was scheduled to have a 2020 release date, but due to COVID it was delayed. Then it changed development teams. It went from Star Theory Games over to Intercept Games, and then shortly after that it was delayed again into 2021, and then again into the latter half of 2022. It was pushed back again in May this year, but now that we have an actual release date rather than a rough release window, it's looking more promising that it will actually come out, even if it's just early access for now. Also in the news we have Fallout 4, as during the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the original Fallout, Bethesda have announced that Fallout 4 is getting a free next-gen update in 2023. Details are slim, but the update will include performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and even bonus Creation Club content. It's going to be released for the Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5 and PC. As for our final story, we have some new details about God of War Ragnarok, as it's been revealed that the game will offer 4 types of graphical settings. While 2 of the settings fall under the category that favours resolution, the other 2 fall under performance. The resolution-focused settings both offer a 4K resolution, but one of them has the frames locked at 30 frames per second, and the other has it locked at 40. As for the performance options, there's the 60 frames per second locked mode, and the targeting 120 frames per second mode. On top of those graphical settings, it's also been confirmed that God of War Ragnarok will also feature a massive collection of accessibility options. Some of those vastly improve the subtitle and captioning options from the previous game, like changing the text size and colours, which certainly seems to be becoming more common these days, which is good to see, but the other options will address aspects like in-game cinematic sound effect captions. Players will also be able to use the new options to assist with things like navigation, traversal and audio cues. But that's all we have time for this week. If you have any thoughts on anything discussed this week, please leave me in the comment section below as always, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.